Hello, everybody. Or hello, Tia, I guess. I think it might just be you for right now, Tia, but that's okay. It is so good to see you here. And I'm glad to know that you're feeling a little better today, at least mentally a little bit better. So I hope that your recovery will continue. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I'm pretty excited for today's stream because it's a game that I have not played in a long time. I have played this game before, but it's been several years. And it's a very interesting, very thought-provoking game. I think that the story, from what I remember of the story, it's presented in a very mysterious, kind of enigmatic way. And it's very open to interpretation, exactly what the game is about. And I really like games like that. I always have, because I think that they sort of prompt the player to think, oh, like, what actually is going on in this game? How am I going to interpret this? You know, doesn't just hand it all to us. So I think that that's something that is pretty cool, and I'll be curious to know if you have any interpretations of the game we're about to play. I wonder, or if anyone else is in chat, but if not, Tia, have you played the game? So that's a question to you, Tia, but also like to, I haven't checked the chat counter recently, but to anyone who's watching, is this a new game for you? Is this your first time seeing the game? Because if I remember correctly, I think this game is about maybe like 12 years old or so, like 12 or 13 years old. And I actually did not play this when it first came out. I think it came out on PS3, I'm pretty sure. But I only played it once it came out on Steam, which was several years ago. Tia says, I've never played this game before, but based on what I know about it, it seems like a good fit for your channel. Okay, so you'll be seeing it for the first time then. As always, I'm excited to experience it through your eyes. Oh, thank you, Tia. That means a lot. Yeah, one thing I should say before the game starts, maybe not that this is, I guess, something that's crucial, but it is not a very long game. Like, I think last time I played through it, it took only about like an hour and a half to play through the whole thing. I suppose it might take a little bit longer if you try to get like all the secrets and stuff. I do not know where all the secrets are, but I will try to at least pick up some of them on this playthrough, and we shall see how it goes. So with all that in mind, let us continue on to our game. By the way, I know my model is looking a little bit bright now, perhaps. I changed a setting in VTube Studio to try to make it like react dynamically with the lighting. Depending on the scenes in this game, like if they're all like this, and if it's all looking like my model's like being lit up by like a camera flash, I might have to go back and change it. But that at least was the goal, was to have sort of dynamic lighting in today's stream. Oh, hello, TP Ninja. Well, morning, folks, and belated New Year's. Yes, Happy New Year to you as well. Oh, you're still sick? Sorry to hear you're still sick, TP Ninja. I guess it's a time when, yeah, sickness is going around. But I hope you feel better soon. So let's see, what would be the best place for chat in this game? Actually, maybe this corner right here might be a little bit better. We'll just see. Can you reduce the intensity of the filter? It's hurting my eyes. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean for it to hurt your eyes, do you? Yeah, let's, I'm just gonna see if I can reduce the intensity a little bit. So, brightness down a little bit. Okay, yeah, how about that? Maybe... I think that improved it a little bit, at least. Yeah, how does dynamic lighting work with the model? Or at least we can still make out your hair from the background. Yeah, there's just a setting in VTube Studio for... let's see if I can find it here. It's called display lighting, and it's shown under the webcam tracking video and visual settings tab on VTube Studio. And that section called display lighting lets you pick a few different options where you can set the window, and it'll kind of adapt to the window in just a way that makes it a little more dynamic. But yeah, I think going from my just chatting screen, which was dark, to this main menu screen, which is bright, I think that can sometimes be a sort of tough load for it to figure out like how best to do the lighting. So sometimes you might have to make some manual adjustments in cases like that. But anyway, it looks like now we should be good to go. So are you ready, chat, to go on this journey with me? Well, I hope so, because here we go. By the way, let me know if the game audio is okay. I think it should be okay, but if it's too quiet or too loud, feel free to inform me of that. Yep, this game has kind of a quiet beginning. There I am. Yep. So that's my character. Looking amazing in this game. That's right, yep. Using a controller for today's playthrough, because controller gets the best experience. So Tia says, I know this isn't the first time you used it. In the underwater section of Edith Finch, it looked like you were underwater yourself. Glug, glug, glug. You know, I'm glad you noticed that, Tia, because I was curious if anyone was going to notice. And right, during the underwater section of that game, I think there were some lighting changes that made it sort of more noticeable. So I'm glad that at least one person noticed that I put it in place on that stream. Oh, also Teraditto, hello. Hi, Aola, just in time for the start. That's right, Teraditto, you are just in time. Unknown entity A has entered the field. Yeah, so, and that is, I think, one thing that's neat about this game is we don't quite know just who this entity is, or really where this place is. But we know that we have sort of control of it, and we're just placed into this sort of nondescript landscape. But it looks like there's a pole there with maybe a ribbon on it. Let's see if we can go to this pole, chat. Maybe we can learn a little bit more right here. Now Axe shall be tanning for this new year in Journey. I didn't even think of it like that, but you're right, TP Ninja. Getting my New Year's tan. Yeah, let's see if there are some clues. We'll have to piece the clues together, chat. And there it is. That's where I have to go. Have to make my way to the distant mountain. Can you tan IRL, Axe, or are you a burner? I tan. I mean, I've gotten, I guess, tans before just from like being outside. I mean, I've also gotten sunburns before, like if I've spent too long out in the sun. So, I don't know. I guess if I just spend like a moderate amount of time in the sun, though, I get just, you know, kind of a tan. I don't, I guess, burn super easily, just kind of moderately. Yeah. Oh, and then, oh yeah, our character kind of sits down, and something very meditative about that, I think, the way that our character just kind of sits in this meditative pose when we don't move for a while. So we can see here this landscape. We have what looks like some ruins here. You can see the ribbons, how tattered they look. Like maybe this used to be like a once great civilization, but it's been taken over by the sand and the sun. And now the only thing that we can do is try to investigate, try to explore. I wonder, chat, could these be tombstones, perhaps? Gravestones? Looks like perhaps there are, or maybe were at least, some markings on them once. But they've been lost to time. Now they can no longer be read. Maybe each one of these tells its own story in a way. But alas, they're stories that we don't have access to. We just have to do our best to imagine the stories behind how each one of these markers got to be where it is. Which is kind of like life in a way. Sometimes when I'm walking along and I see, like, it could be a gravestone or a tree or just a large boulder, and I wonder, like, what's the story of this thing? How did it come to be here? And I know I'll never be able to find out. Those are stories that are forever hidden from me. But sometimes there is this feeling of being almost overwhelmed in a way at all of the stories around me that I wish I could experience. Well, you've got one up on Leon. Maybe it's due to growing up in the Tennessee sun. Could be, yeah. It could. Yeah, sometimes in the Tennessee sun it does get pretty hot and sunny down here. The graphics are both simplified yet beautiful. Yeah, I think that that is a good observation about this game, is that it has a certain graphical style that ages very well. Like, they weren't going for ultra realism in the graphics, like the most realistic graphics they could get at the time. Instead, they went for a style that stands the test of time. Perhaps in an ironic way, given the way that so much of the game seems to take place in ruins. But yes, I do agree the game's graphical style is indeed quite timeless. So what could this be, chat? We have our first sort of icon here, first marker. Now it's presenting me with something. It seems to be ribbons like the ones that we started with. And now they're a part of me. Yep. Oh, now I can jump. Okay. That gave me a power of jumping and flying. And now I have a little scarf too. I think this scarf might be important as the game proceeds. We shall see. There's only one way to find out. Axe, time to grab a shovel and start digging. That would be a lot of digging for a place like this, but who knows, maybe my character's up to the task. Looks like someone who has endured their fair share of trying times, effortful moments, so I can see how this entity might be up to it. So let's see, where's the mountain? Oh yes, the mountain is up here. So let me make my way over there. There's actually another feature of this game, which I don't know if I should mention now because it might spoil it for some, but there's another very distinctive gameplay feature that probably we will be exposed to at some point along the way. It's not guaranteed that we will. But once it does come up, I'll be sure to let you know, chat. Oh, I see what it is. I can't jump just anywhere, but I can where these scarf fragments are present. So maybe that helps me get kind of a view of what's coming up. Another thing this makes me think about is how at the start of a game like this, or really any endeavor like this, it's easy to have our eyes set at the endpoint, the destination. But sometimes it can be easy to forget how just these little moments that we're having right now perhaps what give it its meaning. Ooh, there's something over here. I do kind of want to explore these ruins. Because I don't think I saw this one earlier. Is it wrong if this reminds me a bit of Breath of the Wild, even though this predates that? The cell-styled art, the silence, the vast world. Yeah, I don't think that comparisons to Breath of the Wild are out of place necessarily. There are some parallels. Like, yeah, in a certain way, the vast world and the silence. So yeah, perhaps this game in some ways inspired Breath of the Wild. It wouldn't surprise me too much to find out that that was true. So yeah, more ancient ruins here. Though I don't know if there's anything further to find. This is not the kind of game where we find, you know, text fragments or anything like that. Instead, we have to piece it together ourselves. The nature of the narrative. Ooh, here we have, appears to be a valley of some kind. The very bright column of light there. Let's investigate it, chat. Sliding down the sand, woo! That's one of my favorite parts, is just getting to slide in that way. My inner 12-year-old is coming out right now. What do you think this civilization is, chat? Or what do you think it was? Like, could it be that maybe this civilization is where this character came from and now they're visiting sort of their old stomping grounds to see what's become of it? Like maybe this is where they spent their childhood. Also, there's something in here that I think if I could get to that part on the top, maybe I could access these scarf fragments. But first I have to figure out how I can get up there. Ooh, there's more of them down here too. Oh, I can also, I suppose, use this to perhaps communicate in certain ways. In fact, maybe I can communicate with these scarf fragments. Huh. So not much happened there, but I'll keep that in mind. It's a future ability worth trying. It's all fun and games sliding down sand hills till you open your mouth while doing so and get a mouthful of sand. Oh no. I hate it when that happens. See, if I get up to one of the high places, then maybe I can get on top of that thing. Perhaps up here. Ooh, this looks interesting. Oh, wow. Snow. What do you think, Jack? Could this be a memory? There's the mountain, but it's at a different time. Because now we see they're trapped in a, not quite a blizzard, but it does seem to be winter. Whatever happened here, I doubt it was happy. Lots of tombstones, deadly climate. Perhaps life flourished here in a time when the local biome was more hospitable. You know, Tia, somehow that I love that comment because it reminds me of something that like Spock from Star Trek would say. Like I almost imagined it in his voice, or just like a Star Trek character. Like when they're beaming down to a planet and they are, you know, observing it with their tricorders and are saying like, oh, like this is what this planet seems to be like, which is just a wonderful vibe for a comment. But yeah, I do think that you're right that like there does seem to be a time when local life flourished there, but of course that time is no more. And I think you're right to think that the place did not have a happy end. It came to a tragic, perhaps, end. Oh, wow. I think that might be an enemy. That thing did not look very nice. Oh, also a gentle Catabasis. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Catabasis, welcome. I love Journey. This game goes hard. It really does. It's one of those games that I think everyone should experience. Particularly if you're into games as art at all. I think this is one of those games that has a very plausible claim to being a form of art in a way that perhaps, or at least arguably, not every game does. Still doesn't look hospitable. Yeah, yeah, especially now with these wind gusts. I think you're right about that, TP Ninja. I don't mind being compared to Spock. I do fancy myself analytical. Yeah, being analytical is great, isn't it? Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to face this wind unless I take cover. I have to take cover at the right moments, chat. What's up with it? Oh, welcome, Leo. Good to see you back. Yeah, right now we're just trying to understand the story of this game, because it has a very vague and mysterious narrative. Which captain would Axe be, or which Star Trek character? Ooh, that's a good question too, TP Ninja. Ooh, I can use this to fly for a bit. I think I should probably pause here before I proceed. Yeah, as for which captain I would be, it's hard to say for which one I would be, but there's one that I hope I would be. And that is Captain Picard. He is my favorite. I just love his character so much. I think he's an excellent role model. So, if I could ever reach that standard or come close to it, then I think I would be proud. This view reminds me very much of gazing up at Mount Lanayru from the gates of Lanayru and eventually meeting Nehru the dragon at the peak in Breath of the Wild. Oh, that's a cool comparison. Yeah, some of the mountains in Breath of the Wild do kind of seem like this one. What I find so mysterious is that our characters seem so driven, you know, braving this kind of climate alone. It makes me wonder what they're searching for. Because there is a certain single-mindedness that they seem to have about it. Like, even though you're playing as them and controlling their decisions, you can kind of sense the... Actually, maybe I can go through here. I might be able to make it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry. Flew too close to the sun. Okay. I'm okay for right now. But, like, they're not, you know, stopping to pause and... like, you know, post on Instagram or, you know, or text their friends or anything like that. They probably don't even, you know, cell phones probably don't even exist in this world. But still, it seems that, like, this character is very intent on doing whatever it is that they're trying to do. Intent on finding. Like this right here. What could this be? Ooh, now I think it's becoming... Ooh, okay, it's not becoming a part of me, but I can follow it. It's like a companion. A scarf companion. Or maybe if I keep going up this way. We also have what seem to be more tombstones here. Or at least I can only make sense of these as tombstones. Maybe they have some other purpose. But it does seem that the world we're in, if indeed they are tombstones, the world that we're in has featured a great deal of death. Possibly caused by this being? Like, I wonder if this flying, dragon-like being that we're seeing could be behind it. Well, it's like a sentient magic carpet. It is, yeah. I think that's a great way of putting it. We have another mysterious structure here. I wonder, are we going to encounter another being like ourselves on this journey, chat? Or are we perhaps the only one? I don't get the sense that the entity I'm playing as is bothered by aloneness. But at the same time, I don't sense that this entity would refuse companionship. They seem like the kind of being that would be open to either possibility. Ooh, what could this be? Oh, so I can create light. Oh, wow. So now my scarf is interacting with those in a certain way. And chat, it looks like it just happened for the first time. We have some spam comments coming in. So, apologies for that while I move those. Of course, I guess it would happen during a game like this. Yep. Depends on if someone else is playing Journey. 8:30 p.m. ET on January 2nd, 2026. Oh, so you know about this game's multiplayer feature then? Yeah, the way that multiplayer works in this game is very cool. Because it's not guaranteed that you'll meet anyone else, but if anyone else is playing and is at roughly the same part of you, then you just might find a companion. And you won't know who they are, you won't know like their username, you can't use text or voice chat. You can only communicate just using these little pings to try to help each other out. Okay, so it seems like... Oh, I can use this to sort of thaw the scarf. Ax, if you mod me, I can delete stuff like this on your behalf. Yeah, but then I wouldn't have the fun of deleting it myself. There's nothing that gives you the sense of power quite so much like saying, this spam comment, I'm going to click remove. No, but thank you, T. On a more serious note, perhaps I shall do so someday. I guess I'm still a small enough VTuber to where I haven't given a lot of thought to things like mods. It almost sounds surreal, the thought of having mods on my channel, but that is something that I shall consider. So now we're back in the Blizzard chat, and oh yeah, ooh, okay, we've got the Blizzard and the dragon. X wants to roleplay Thanos. Yes. Someday, chat, I will just ban half of you from my chat. And the suspense, like seeing who's going to be left, it's going to be so intense. In that case, you missed one. Oh, too bad. Oh, could this help me out here? Snap fingers make the spam go away. Oh, maybe... Do I have to use these to hide? Ooh, I think I do. Yeah, this dragon doesn't look very nice. So I'm gonna have to be careful here with how I plan my movements. So we do know that this is a world that has some degree of hostility in it. Oops. Okay, if it's coming back, I want to make sure I think I'm safe right now, maybe. So maybe this entity, or entities like this one, were what caused the initial destruction of this world. I meant you left a spam comment. Oh yeah, I know. Sent to purgatory, failed the Library of Alexandria logic question. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe... I'm not sure if this is the spirit you intended your commentary, Ditto, but this world here is kind of like the purgatory in Karis's Library of Alexandria server. Like, maybe to accompany the text, we should just imagine ourselves, like, if we're ever in that section, just imagine ourselves as being in a world like this. What's the worst that could happen? Being spotted? My ominous mechanical dragon device. Yeah, one thing that's cool about it is that if it weren't for the music, the ominous music that comes up, I'm not sure I would initially be afraid of the mechanical dragon device. I might just think like, oh, maybe this is just like another random animal / companion in this world, and I might like go up to it. But yeah, the music makes me think like, oh, okay, this is definitely an enemy. Oh, we have... Okay. A certain diagram here. It looks like maybe 4 kind of settlements to reach before we get to the mountain. Maybe that's the way this game's world is structured. It's not the same without Karis's voice telling you you're not real. Fair enough. Fair point. One for betrayers is cold, no? Oh, actually, yeah, I think I do kind of vaguely remember that. So I think you're right, Pteroditto. Maybe the dragon will help us. It's chomped. Yeah. That might be what I would have done if this were my first time playing the game, but I think even though it's been several years, I have enough experience with the game to know that I should not just go walk up to the dragon. So the music is still kind of suspenseful, which makes me think I'm not out of the woods yet on this dragon. And there's the blizzard, too. Maybe I should wait here for a little bit. And then, all those ribbons and carpets. Like, I feel like I have to save them, chat. Maybe that's part of my journey or my destiny here. Just to see if I can save my carpet-like brethren. Oh, yep, there it is. And what a cold and, like, uncaring entity this one must be to be in a place like this and just searching out its next victim. Or maybe that's just how it feeds. Maybe it's not a cruel entity. Ooh, okay, that was kind of close. Let's see, can I leave this place. I don't want to leave this one too soon. The searchlight. So stressful, Little Nightmares vibes, yeah. No, it pretty much is. Like it just makes you wonder, like, what's it gonna do to me if it finds me? And this wind is not helping. Okay, yeah, that time I really didn't have that much time left. Searchlights really drive up the tension. That they do. That they do. Come on, wind, let me in. That's the worst, is like when you're almost in the shelter, but the wind like isn't letting you move into it faster. Okay, I think once I pass this part, I will maybe be safe. Come on. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. I think we can rest a little bit easier now, chat. So this is the mountain itself. There seems to be a kind of fissure within it that allows for safe passage. Oh, here we have some more ribbons. Perhaps there's a better name for them. I've just been calling them ribbons, but somehow they seem associated with my character in a certain way. Oh, this is, okay, like a ribbon sanctuary. They also let my character fly. Like, they give my character, briefly, the powers of flight. Could it be, chat, maybe there's a certain symbolic significance here? Like, if these ribbons, because you see they have writing on them, if these chronicle the memories of this character's civilization, or maybe even this character's childhood, maybe that is giving the character a certain inspiration, you know, is lifting them up, such that they can soar even in as dark and desolate a place as this. That's how I like to think of those ribbons. They're more like tapestries to me because of the rich designs on them. Yeah, that's a good word for them, tapestries. Probably a better word than ribbons. Ribbons was the only one I was able to think of in the moment, but yeah, tapestries, I like that. So I might have to start using that. Makes you wonder why there's a giant one-eyed floating automaton guarding this place. Yeah, I don't know if there's any... Yeah, what the best interpretation of the automaton would be. Could it be perhaps that beauty is a fragile and fleeting thing in the world, and it's maybe like the beauty of this character's past civilization, and maybe it was destroyed eventually by the forces of mechanization, the forces of cynicism, forces of evil. Maybe they eventually took over, but you can still see the remnants of the beauty. And even after the primary element, the main civilization itself, has been erased, maybe the forces that destroyed it are so insidious that they still continue to prowl about, searching to eradicate any lost souls who come back trying to find remnants of the beauty that once was. I suppose that's how I think of it. So let's see, can I use these to soar up to this part? Okay, yes I can. Yeah, I think these tapestries are going to help us, chat, to maybe find some answers to the nature of this place. we saw the diagram before showing those 4 settlements before the mountain summit. I believe we've just crossed one. So perhaps this is the second one. Ooh, wow. Okay, we're on a cliffside now. I wonder what could be... Oh. I was thinking there might be a secret here. This is my gamer instincts coming into play again, but alas. Okay, yeah, this wind is going to be a real obstacle here. I'm really gonna have to steel myself against the wind. Oh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this rock will help me out. Okay, can I make it? Can I make it? Okay, up the stairs. Yeah, the timing's actually pretty tight on some of these. Okay, come on, make it. Okay. I think I can make it. Okay, good, bet. The tapestry helped me out. And then is there anything over here? Ooh, some tapestries over there. That's kind of intriguing, but yeah, I don't think there's any way I can go down there. We're actually getting quite close now. Oh, wow, there's... Okay, the mechanical dragon is still there. But I can see the summit very clearly. It's a lot closer than it was. Oh, and there's lightning too, wow. But it must be a voyage of immense importance for my character to be braving all of this. And this is all still just a memory too, or at least it looks like, remember how we got into this through the portal? Yeah, the wind's blowing my character around like crazy. Yeah, this is such a dramatic scene. Wow. What do you think, chat? Can I make it to the summit? Because I'm not seeing the dragon anymore, but like I did see it earlier. I'm a little worried the wind's just gonna blow me back to the starting point. But all I can do is persevere. I feel like I get hypothermia watching this. Yeah, it is quite remarkable how well the game communicates the sense of being cold. Like, just look at how frigid my character looks. All the ice, the frost on their cloak. And yeah, onward they go, onward they persevere. It's a little quieter now, though. Oh, are they gonna make it? Look, their steps are becoming weaker. I don't know if my character's gonna make it. This must be how their initial attempt ended. They were not able to complete the journey. At least not the first time. Hmm. They were close, but they couldn't do it. Oh, and here... This must be a council of elders. Because, yeah, look how much taller they are, and they have the special white robes. Okay, they're bringing my character back to life. Oh, wow. Okay, it was waiting on me to do that. Okay, I have to make it. I've got another chance at life. I can do this. So that's how my character is reborn. Wow. Yep, now I can fly anywhere I want to. A whole new world has been opened up to me. Oh, and I can even enlist my scarf companions here, tapestry companions. I'm just trying to make sure I grab these before I... There we go. Man, this really is beautiful. Yeah, it really is. Just something about this game. So what I think happened there, of course I can't know for sure, but it seems like the Council of Elders saw me and they saw how hard I had tried and took pity on me in a way and wanted to help me complete my voyage. And so they gave me a renewed life. So I wonder, like, the place I'm in now, maybe it's either a kind of afterlife or like a space between life and the afterlife, or maybe it's just now I'm living again with my new abilities, and maybe now I can have enough strength to complete the journey that I set out to do. Yeah, with all of these tapestries nearby, now I have unlimited powers of flight, it seems. And with the sounds they're making too, it is like they recognize my presence. Like they know who I am, and they think of me as a friend. And so I can jump on those things, but it's almost like I don't even need to. Like I can fly as much as I want. Tapestry jellyfish. Yeah, they are kind of like jellyfish. Oh, and here's a tapestry dragon. I can call out to them too. See, they recognize my call when I do that. To me, what this part of the game represents is when you're feeling at a low point, in your life, but then say you find encouragement from someone and you start to believe in yourself again. That's what this reminds me of for some reason. Oh, I see. I don't need to go down here. Instead, I can just travel directly up toward the mountain summit. And now, no more obstacles. I just have to proceed right there, straight along the path. I wonder, could this be the door to rebirth? Maybe this is how I move on to take on my new life, as whatever entity I'm reborn as. Because the aesthetics of this scene, the framing and so on, I think does make me think of a kind of birth or perhaps rebirth. I think that that's something we are meant to think of here. And it looks like, for now at least, it's a path I must walk alone. The encouragement or the life that I was given earlier was enough for me to walk this path. It gave me the independence, the power that I needed. So we've reached the end of the journey. Perhaps, or have we? Because I don't know if this was all just part of a memory. Because we saw this memory start when, like, we were still very early in the game. It's part of me that thinks that maybe this is all just seeing how it went for someone else, and maybe the character I started playing as is going to use this to sort of inspire themselves to continue their journey. So is this the end, though? That's because I do remember the ending of the game being like this, but it feels like we kind of skipped the whole game. Like, surely this isn't the end. Yeah, I don't remember it playing out this way the last time I played it. Okay, so there's the mountain, and oh, now my character's moving back, sort of ascending into the sky. Whereas initially we saw them descend down upon this world, and now they're... So that's the end? What? Okay, I'm sorry, chat. I did not... I think that must have been kind of a non-standard path to play the game. Because it felt to me like we basically skipped all of the game there. Like when we stepped into that light portal near the very beginning, I figured we were just stepping into a memory, but like there were so many areas that I remember from my first playthrough that it just seems like we sort of skipped all those. It goes by faster than you think. Yeah, it really does. But I mean, I'm kind of... Yeah, I'm a little unsatisfied though. I was hoping to do like the standard path and like get the full experience for everybody. And like go through, you know, all the major areas. I didn't realize that that particular alleyway that I went down was one that was going to result in skipping so much of the game. But yeah, accidental speedrun is right. See, like all of these scenes that are shown right now, like these are from the game. And sadly, we did not get to see these areas. It is very pretty though, a wonderful final credit sequence. Damned be that gamer instinct. Yeah, I think this is one of those times when perhaps it would have been better if I was not a gamer, you know, playing this game. Because this is one of those games that like you can play even if you're not a gamer. You know, you don't have to be a gamer to enjoy this game. I must say that I am surprised they included, like, so early in the game, a path, like a portal to a pathway that skips so much of the game. Like, I wonder if that's really the best game design. Because I think it makes it easy to, like, accidentally just, you know, miss so much of the beauty and the fullness of the experience. But nevertheless, I'm glad we got to experience at least some of it. Quite a few people worked on this game. I'd forgotten that the end credit sequence was this extensive. So there's another one descending down. I wonder, maybe that's a new character. Or maybe my old character just found a new world to settle on. It's near the end. I think at the end of each playthrough of the game, it gives you like information on if anyone else was a part of your playthrough. Like if you encountered any other player, it might tell you a little bit about who they were. Since I did not encounter anyone on this one, maybe it's just a blank screen with the sunrise happening. I suppose this will probably transition into the main menu in just a moment then, but yeah, sometimes I think it does give you, yep, there it is, information on who else you encountered on your path forward to the mountain. Well, I don't know, chat. I can't guarantee that I won't come back to this game someday. I might have to play this again on stream if just because there's, I don't know, I feel like there's more potential with this game. More potential to explore it together. But I don't know if now is the best time for it. I think for right now, it might be best just to leave that initial experience for what it was, and maybe I can do a fuller playthrough at some point in the future. But thank you all for joining me for that. I think your presence here made it certainly more enjoyable. especially given that it was a playthrough where it was just me playing alone. Like there was no companion who showed up. I think if it were just me playing that by myself, it would have felt a good deal lonelier. So I'm grateful to have had your company for the voyage. It's been a pleasure. Oh, it's good to know. Thank you, Gentle. But yeah, I know sometimes when I finish a story or like finish a game like that, I find myself thinking, okay, like how do I interpret the story? And of course, we've been talking about interpretations during the stream, but I also just feel like without having gotten the full experience, I don't know if that would be a good conversation to have now. I feel like I would have more to say on it if I had done kind of a standard playthrough. More to say about, because there were several cutscenes that I remember from my initial playthrough, like major, like, you know, cutscenes of what happened that we just, you know, didn't really get to experience. So I might save that for a future time, at least if people would be, you know, interested in maybe seeing another playthrough of this game at some point. In the nearer term future, though, tomorrow I will be doing kind of an unusual stream, a stream that I have not done before, at least a kind of stream that I haven't done before. A stream, namely, where I'll be philosophizing with ChatGPT. So, conversing, engaging in dialogue with ChatGPT to see just how good a philosopher is AI, or at least is this AI. And I really don't know, like, exactly how ChatGPT is going to do when presented with philosophical thought experiments and arguments and counterexamples. I'm hoping it'll be a fun, engaging discussion. I get the feeling ChatGPT might try to like slide out of it with just saying, oh, well, like, you know, as large language model, I can't, you know, say, or, but I'm going to try to press ChatGPT. I'm going to try to like grill it and really, you know, force it to give an answer. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think otherwise that's pretty much all for today. So this will be kind of a shorter stream than normal, which is maybe somewhat fitting since it's kind of a shorter game than most. But again, thank you, chat, for everything. A nice, short, and comfortable stream to start the year. Happy New Year's, by the way. Hope you find yourself doing many interesting things. Well, thank you, Terradido. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, Happy New Year to you as well, and to all who are here. Yeah, I do think this is going to be a cool new year. I do have lots of fun plans that at least I think will be interesting and will lead to some really cool streams. So I have some pretty big goals for this year. We'll see how they turn out. But yeah, I'm no doubt looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing all you, having all you here in any streams or comments. Always makes it all the more worthwhile. So thank you again, everybody. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the evening. Maybe I'll see you in tomorrow's stream. But in any case, have a great night. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to make myself smaller there. Whenever you're in VTube Studio and like then you click out and like you use the mouse scroll wheel, it like changes your model unless you like specifically click into OBS. So sometimes that can happen. But thank you again, everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the night. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.